Hello and welcome. My name is Dr. Calliope and I'm going to be performing your examination today. How are you doing today? Okay. Well, I hope by the time you leave my office today you feel even just the littlest bit better. Alright? Let's see here. So, would you mind just confirming your name and date of birth for me? Excellent. And is that your preferred name, and how do you like to be addressed? Okay, wonderful. That's great. So it looks like in my notes here, we are doing a cardiac examination. Is that correct? Okay. Is there any particular reason why you wanted to have this examination today? Okay. All right. Excellent. So, are you in any current pain or have any current illness at all? Okay. And any changes to the medical history that we have on file? Wonderful. And what about your family history? Any changes there? Okay. And what about medications? Okay. And allergies? Anything new? Okay. Alrighty, that is just fine. So, for our cardiac examination today, I am going to need to be touching you. Is that okay with you? Do I have your permission to do that? Okay, wonderful. So, I'm going to be just taking a general inspection of you. We'll be doing some different tests. I'll feel your pulses. We'll take a listen to your heart, of course. We'll look at your back, things like that. I will tell you what I'm doing the entire time, so you're not left in the dark, okay? Okay. Please let me know if at any point you have any pain or any discomfort, alright? Okay. So firstly, I want to just take a step back and I'm going to just take a general look at you, okay? Alright. Okay, so I'm just going to stay back here and I just want to take a little look at you from the end of the table there and just making sure that everything looks symmetrical, that there isn't anything that is outwardly out of the ordinary. Just taking a little look. Just taking a little look. Okay. Alright, that looks great. So, just going to note that down. There aren't any signs of any cyanosis or any pallor issues. I can see you're not short of breath. That's good. I would like to firstly take a look at your hands, okay? If you could just flip your hands over, palms to the floor for me, okay? Very good. And I just want to take a look at the state of your hands. Oddly enough, your hands can tell a lot about your cardiac health if there's anything going on. Okay. I'm just taking a look at your hands. I'm just going to flip them over here. Okay, that's good. And I'm going to flip them back, and now I'm just going to take a look at the nails, and I'm going to check the capillary refill in each of your nails to make sure the circulation's good. Okay. Very good. Okay, that's all looking really good. Just jot that down real quick. Alright, very good. Okay. And now if I could do a quick test with you, I'm going to have you put your index fingers together, just like this, okay, with the nails back to back, the fingers back to back, okay? Alright, and this is a test that we do to check for clubbing or swelling in the fingers. Okay, very good. And if you could just put your hands back, and I'm just going to assess the temperature of your hands and your arms real quick. And this is another kind of test we do for circulation. Okay, that's very good. You can go ahead and just put your hands down. Alrighty, so I'm going to take your pulse now. I'm going to take it in one arm, and then we'll check both at the same time for any radial delay, okay? So do you have a preference as to which arm I use? Okay, alright, I'm just going to go right here then. I'm going to put my index finger and my middle finger just below the base of your thumb, and I'm just going to count the beats, count the beats, count the beats, count the beats. Okay. Okay. Alright, very good. So looks like you are sitting at 72 beats per minute, which is well within normal limits at resting. Okay. So now I'm going to check both of your pulses at the same time. Okay, so we're just going to sit here for a few moments. Okay, yeah, and that seems to be well in line with the other, so they seem to be synchronizing. So, do you have any pain in either of your shoulders at all? Okay, I asked because I want to check for a collapsing pulse real quick. Do you have any preference as to which arm I use? Okay, well, I'll just use this arm then, since we took the pulse with the other. So I'm just going to feel for your pulse real quick and get a feel for it. And then I'm going to be bringing your arm up, okay? Just let me do that. So, just going to lift your arm up. Alright, and then I'm just going to be bringing your arm down, okay? Go ahead and relax. Let's go ahead and check your brachial pulse, and then we're going to take your blood pressure, okay? So your brachial pulse, this is going to be right in the crook of your elbow. Okay, so I'm just going to feel one side and then the other. Okay, and then the other side. Okay, that looks great. So let's go ahead and check your blood pressure, okay? Alright, we have a handy dandy sphygmomanometer here, and I'm just going to be wrapping this cuff around your arm. We're going to inflate the cuff and see what number your blood pressure falls at, okay? Alright. Okay, does that feel... That's firm. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and put my stethoscope in. Alright, very good. So I'm just going to put the stethoscope right on the crook of your elbow here. And then I've got the dial, and I've got the little bulb that blows up the cuff, okay? So I'm just going to inflate the cuff. just going to let that release. Okay, very good. And let's go ahead and do that one more time. Okay, and let that release. Okay, and then all the way. Very good. So that looks really good. Just going to go ahead and take off that cuff. Okay, very good. Alrighty, so while I've got the stethoscope in, I'm just going to take a listen to your carotid pulse, and I'm going to listen for any bruits, okay? So a bruit is an audible heart murmur, alright? So I'm going to have you turn your head to one side, okay? I'm just going to take a listen here, okay? And then I'm going to feel, just wanted to make sure that I had the right spot. Okay. Very good. And can you just hold your breath for me? Very good. You can go ahead and breathe normally, right? And now if you could just turn your head. I'm just going to feel the carotid pulse here. Palpate, palpate, palpate the pulse. Okay, and if you could take another deep breath for me and hold your breath. Alright, very good. You can go ahead and breathe normally, alright? Don't have to keep holding your breath. Alright. Very good. So next we're going to check your jugular venous pressure, or your JVP. So I want you to just turn your head to the left for me, okay? And I'm just going to watch you and watch your carotid area and make sure there aren't any abnormalities there. Okay, very good. And now I'm going to test for any hepatojugular reflux, which means that I'm going to be pressing on your liver. Do you have any sort of pain in your abdomen at all? Okay, this is going to be kind of firm. It might be uncomfortable, but it won't take too long, okay? So just go ahead and breathe normally, and I'm just going to push on your liver here and watch your neck. Okay, and release there. You can go ahead and relax, all right? Okay. I know that one's not very fun. Okay, so I'm just going to note that down, and then we're going to take a look at your eyes and your mouth. Alright, so I've got a little pen light here, right here, and I just want to check around your eyes and just note anything off, okay? All you have to do is look straight ahead. Just look straight ahead. Just look straight ahead while I take a little look at your eyes. Just taking a little peek. Okay, very good. Now, if you could just open your mouth for me. And if you can lift your tongue up to the roof of your mouth for me. Very good, very good, very good. Okay, you can go ahead and close your mouth. That looks all great. Next, we're going to be moving on to the more chest-centric sort of part of the exam, okay? So I'm just going to take a look at your chest, and you said you haven't had any surgeries or anything. There shouldn't be any scars from any surgery, correct? Okay, Just wanted to make sure. Okay. Alrighty, I just wanted to make sure that the chest wall doesn't have any deformations. Okay, it all looks good. Alright, so now we're going to do some more heart-centric things, right? So firstly, I want to palpate the apex beat, and this is going to be at the mid-clavicular line and the 5th intercostal space. So I'm just going to be feeling around for that, okay? So we're just going to come to the mid-clavicular line here, and down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 intercostal spacings, and that's the little bit between your ribs. Intercostals are kind of a tough little muscle. I've pulled intercostals more times than I can count, and they are terrible. Okay, I'm just feeling for that apex beat. Beat, 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 beat. Okay, alright, that looks good. And now I'm just going to feel for any heaves or thrills, and these are palpable heart murmurs essentially. I'm just going to feel around for any heaves around your chest wall, okay? Okay. Very good. Okay, I'm going to feel for any thrills along all the different valves of the heart. Alright, let me just go ahead and note that down. Okay, so we're going to be palpating the carotid, and then I'm going to be taking a listen to all 4 of the valves of your heart. Oop. Okay. So just going to feel your carotid here. Okay, and then we're going to listen to the mitral valve and the tricuspid and the pulmonary and the aortic. Okay, very good. Alright, so we're going to be doing some accentuation maneuvers so that we can hear if anything is off, okay? So I'm just going to take a listen to your carotid. I want you to take a deep breath and hold it, okay? Alright, now if you could just lean forward real quick. And I'm going to just listen to around your aorta. Okay, and take a deep breath in and out. Okay, very good. Now, if you could just roll on to your left side for me. Okay, very good. And I'm just going to take a listen to your mitral valve. Take a deep breath in and out. Alright, so I'm going to have you come back up to sitting, and I'll give you just a moment. Okay? Alright, so I'm just going to be having a little look at your back, so I'll be out of view for a little bit. I'll tell you everything that I'm doing, okay? So I'm going to be just inspecting your back. I'm going to do a little bit of auscultation, okay? We'll check for any sacral edema, we'll check for any deformities, okay? Okay. Alright, so I'm just going to be looking along the chest wall here. Again, deformities, scars. I know you said you didn't have any surgeries, but I just want to make sure. And I'm going to pop the stethoscope in and I'm going to listen to your lungs, okay? So I want you to just take a deep breath for me. And deep breath out. Deep breath in. 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 Deep breath out. And deep breath in. Deep breath out. Okay. Very good. So, just going to feel along your sacrum for any sacral edema here, okay? Be just a few moments, and then we'll come back around. Okay, very good. So, I'm gonna come back around. Alright. And I'm going to note that down, and then we only have one test left to do. Okay. Now, I'm going to have you just lift your ankles up for me, and I'm going to take a look at them. We're going to inspect and palpate for any edema around your ankles, okay? Any pedal edema. Okay. Alright, that seems to be good. There's no pitting, there's no swelling. It looks good. Okay. Go ahead and put your ankles down and let them drop. And I think we are just about finished with our cardiac examination. I didn't find anything that would lead me to believe that we need to do any further testing, so I can just note down all the good news in your medical history, and unless we have anything pop up later, then I don't think we need to do anything further, okay? Alright. You have any questions for me at all? Okay, all good. Alright, let me just go ahead and finish my notes, and then I will sign off. Alright, very good. So, thank you so much for coming into my clinic today. I really appreciate seeing you here, and I hope you have a whale of a day and a good rest of your night. Okay? Thank you.